Hello, hello, hello. Hey, y'all. This is my review for The Real Housewives of New York, episode 11. Now, a few disclaimers before we get into this review. I need to stay inside, seriously, because I got the sniffles again. So, excuse my sinuses. I feel a little stuffed up right now. Also, after watching Salt Lake City, New York, it's getting a little lukewarm for me. I'm hoping all we have is like 4 more episodes left because I think I'm ready for the reunion. I'm ready to see the reunion looks. And yeah, this season so far has been a B. But yeah, let's get into it. So we left off on a huge cliffhanger in the last episode. An intense altercation between Uba and Erin. Uba snatched those glasses off of Erin's face like, "You took my phone! You took my phone!" So they're continuing. We see Bryn in the corner. Why are mom and dad fighting? She's getting joy out of all the drama. That's why I hope she's in the hot seat later on this season. I heard she is with Sai, but we'll see. Anywho, Erin, you started this. Like, you came at her all rah-rah, and now you want to shed some white woman tears? I'm sorry. You do not have my sympathy in this. Although, Uba, you're wrong as well for snatching those glasses off that lady because she had every full right to, knock you upside your head, but, she ain't foolish. So Erin's like, get away from me, get away from me. And Uba's like, how long did you have my phone? She's like, 45 minutes. Well, I'm holding your glasses for 45 minutes. She puts it in her purse and walks out the door. Erin looks like she's about to cry, and she's telling Sai and Brent, it's not okay. It's not okay. Well, they're just trying to calm her down because Sai don't care. Sai don't care about a lot. That's why I'm like kind of nervous for her. Like, you gotta be involved in some way. You can't just say, I don't care, I'm just trying to have a good time. And y'all know Jenna don't want no parts of that. So it's kind of like Erin's on the island. So before they head off to the rum tour, Jenna does try to insert herself in the situation, try to bring peace, and goes up to Uba and says, can you please just give her glasses back? Uba's like, no. Like, she will get it back in 45 minutes. She then sets an alarm on her phone for 45 minutes to give her glasses back. And they head on to the rum tour from there. We cut to Uba's confessional, and she's saying the importance of her having her phone on her at all times for her family. Again, I personally think that she overreacted. 45 minutes, girl. 45 minutes. Again, if you went to Erin and she lied to you and said she didn't have your phone, then yeah, I would get, a little buck wild. But she gave it to you as soon as you approached her. Now, I know Erin wouldn't do this, but had Uba done that to me or I've been in that situation with somebody, I would have been like, okay, I would have went into her room and I would have jacked all her shit. No, you're not about to play with me like that. Or we probably would have been fighting. I'm sorry. We would have been fighting. As they're on their way to the tour, you have Erin and Uba, of course, in different cars, and they're telling the ladies their version of the story and why they're pissed. In Uba's car, Bryn's trying to tell her that you took it too far, you're going a little bit low, and Uba's still not trying to hear it. And then she brings up insults she said about Bryn to shut her up. Production then gives us all the examples Uba's referring to. And, Erin does talk a lot of shit about everybody. I think she has. She's talked shit about Sai, Bryn, Jessel, Jenna. So yeah, she pissed off her only last ally. I mean, Jenna's still her ally, but Jenna's not gonna pick a fight with Erin. So they get to the rum tour, and it's basically like a local rum bar. And I feel like that Mama Wanna rum, you could get that anywhere on the islands. Any island you can get that from. It's okay. I don't know, do y'all like it? It tastes like bottom shelf rum, honestly. Cause when Erin asked, can I get some of your finest rum? He gave the Mama Juana. I was like, really? Y'all let me know in the chat if y'all like it. I mean, it's good as a little shot, but to drink for fun, I don't know. The ladies are at the bar and everyone's being cordial so far, or at least pretending to be. So then we hear an alarm go off and it's Uba's phone, and that means it's time to give Erin her sunglasses back. Erin's like, it needs to touch someone else's hands before it gets to me. So Jenna reaches over, gives them to her, and Erin's like, you could just talk to me like a friend. I would say what Uba did was a little childish and petty, but Uba, still, she is hot. about the whole situation. She's like, don't tell me what to do. I am not your child. And here we go. Sai and Brent are trying to defuse the situation. Guys, let's not do it here. I mean, when else are they going to do it? So as they're going back and forth, Uba again tries to drag Brent into it and tells her that Erin abuses her, says she was a social climber or whatever. Now here's the thing, when you're mad at a friend and start, telling other people what they said about them, Uba knew like for 3 months or so that Erin said that. So what stopped you from going to Brent then? So now all of a sudden you care that she thinks Brent is a social climber? So yeah, I don't really think that's fair, or Brent should be angry about that. But it's Brent we're talking about, so she's coming at Erin now too. Erin's had enough though, and she threatens to go back to the villa, and Jenna goes after her. We cut to Jenna's confessional, and she says she is blown away that they are still talking about this. She thinks it's not a big deal. It really isn't. At the end of the day, this was about a phone that was taken from her for 45 minutes. So Erin and Jenna decide not to leave, and they just go on the other side of the bar because Erin needs a drink. So as they're now across the bar from the other ladies, they can actually still hear Uba going off about the situation. Uba's telling the ladies that those sunglasses that Erin had on were fake anyway, from Canal Street. Look, ain't nothing wrong with the sunglasses on Canal Street. I got me some nice looking faux Ray-Bans for $15. I'm glad Erin has somebody on her side because she looked a little aggy that most of the other ladies are still there with Uba. Like, I think she expected like some of the other ladies to go with her, or she wants some of the ladies to scold Uba. Uba ain't having it. She's coming at anybody who's trying to tell her what she did was wrong. So next scene, the ladies get to another rum/lunch spot. Uba, by the way, is killing this two-piece. She looks amazing. So as Erin's in the bathroom changing, Uba is still talking about the issue, and now she's trying to bring other people into it. And yes, Erin has talked shit about everybody at the table behind their back, and now all the ladies are talking about it. I think one of them told Jenna, oh yeah, like before you got here, she was saying, oh, you took first class, you didn't want to be with us. Sorry, Erin, it looks like they all like coming for you now. I don't count Jenna, but the rest of the ladies are saying that Uba has a point. Erin gets back to the table looking stone-faced, and yes, they're still talking about it. Uba's like, I'm not taking one thing back. Uba don't give a damn, and she certainly don't give a fuck. Like, it is crazy how, like, they're friends, and one disagreement, and I think it's their first, and she just goes scorched earth. You gotta watch friends like that. Like, I get being mad, but if somebody that I've been friends with for a while and we've never gotten to an altercation and this is what you do, whoo. Actually, when I think of that, I had a friend, we had our first disagreement, and what she did, she unfollowed me from Instagram. I could not believe it. We've been friends for 5 years, and instead of talking it out with me, she rather distanced herself and unfollow me. And when I had to approach her about it, I found out that it was over the most stupidest thing. And anytime I see Whispering Angel Rose, I get PTSD. But yeah, that's another day for Chris's business. Fast forward, we're cordial these days. She understood what she did was wrong, but we could never get back to where we were after that. Unfortunately, reason and a season with some friends. So there's silence at the table, but once again, Uba is bringing it back up. I think she's talking to Erin, and Erin has had enough. I think she's depleted on going back and forth with her. So she says she's going back to the villa. For real this time. She ordered an Uber. So as Erin leaves, Brent mentions to Uba that she wouldn't do something. Like, I couldn't hear it, but then Uba's like, it's because you're half black. And then we're talking about that issue. Brent's like, well, I don't know if it's that. But she brings up like the stereotype with black women being aggressive. I will say, Uba, you did get in her face and you snatched her glasses. You were aggressive with her. Like, she did like get rah-rah with you, but you made it worse by touching her. Sai's still trying to be referee. She's saying she doesn't want to hear this conversation anymore. Uba's like, well, if you don't want to hear this conversation, stop interjecting yourself. Because when you do, then I'm going to correct you. Oh, I mean, I would love to see Sai versus Uba, but It looked like side, low-key, she don't want it with Uber. Actually, nobody at that table wants it with Uber. We cut to Sai's confessional, and she says she understands the whole aggressive black woman stereotype, how they're just being passionate just like anybody else, but she says it just doesn't apply in this situation. Do y'all agree or disagree? I do think Uber is now at overkill with the conversation because they're still talking about it and it's just becoming repetitive. So I really hope they talk about something else. So a little later, the topic of conversation is on Brynn. She's talking about like her outlooks on dating and how she was raised, and I'm a little bored, just a little bit. So meanwhile, we're back at the villa with Erin by herself having lunch, and she's talking to her dad about her altercation with Uber. She's like crying. She's like, I've never been talked to like that. She stood up over me and snatched my sunglasses. We cut to her confessional, and she says she was transported to 7th grade when this happened because she was teased for having a long face. They called her Long Jaw Silver. Children are cruel. Look, I think we can all remember a time in our childhood when we were bullied, when somebody like said something terrible about us. I can totally understand her feeling that way. We're back with the other ladies at lunch, and Uba apologizes for her behavior. She said she doesn't regret what she did though, and she'll be 80 years old one day, snatching sunglasses off of people's faces. So they're all on their way back to the villa, and we're in Uba's car with Brynn and Jessel. And Brynn's being a little shit starter right now. She's telling Jessel like how much shit Erin's been talking about her, saying that she's the dumb one of the group, and they're just riling each other up. So we already have 3 people who now have beef with Erin. And I don't even think Brynn has beef with Erin. She just enjoys the mess. Like a pretty little pig. She enjoys the mess. Jessel then discloses to the ladies that she's been making a list of all the things that's been annoying her about Erin, and they are really gassing her up about this. Like, ooh, she got a list. You go, girl. I was like, okay, that just means that you're being very passive aggressive. What you gonna do about it? Are you gonna tell her about this? Because you had ample time to. I don't know, I thought it was pretty late. So all the ladies get back to the villa, and we see Uba apologizing to the staff for her behavior. She has apologized to everybody except for Erin. And speaking of Erin, she wants to grab Uba and have a grown woman conversation. So Erin is calmly trying to explain where she's coming from. Uba's looking at her like, so she's saying that it was a prank, like you pushed me in the pool, I was getting you back, and then Uba brings up, but you got me back already. I didn't know that. And Erin's saying that was Sai that pushed you in the pool. And I think we heard Erin say, oh, I'm still gonna get you back. I didn't push you in the pool. Uba doesn't care, and her tone is a little spicy with Erin, and now they're going back and forth. Erin is now tired of Uba talking to her any kind of way, so now she's getting rah-rah again. Meanwhile, we see Brynn from another part of the villa watching them argue, and she just looks so damn giddy about it. We then see all the ladies from different points of the villa looking at Uba and Erin argue. Child, Uba then calls Erin a liar. Is she a liar? I would say she's more of a shit starter. I'm trying to think who lies on here. Because all the liars, they're on a different franchise. I'm sure I don't even have to say the name. Honestly, the person I think who lies the most on this franchise would be Brynn. So mid-argument, Uba's looking for her phone and she cannot find it. That's where she lost me, really. Like, she's talking about how important her phone is, and this time she actually lost it. She then basically tells Erin, hold that thought, while she goes off around the house looking for her phone. So Uba goes back to Erin saying, look, I don't know where my phone is now. And Erin's like, maybe somebody's playing a prank on you. Too soon, Erin. So then Uba's telling Erin how important it is to have her phone on her at all times because of her family. Then Erin's like, do you really think that I would maliciously just take your phone? Uba doesn't respond to that and tells Erin to hold on while she looks for her phone. Erin's like, I don't want to talk later, I want to talk now. And then Uba's like, you know what, we're done. We're done. Then I'm thinking, well, that's the end of their friendship. How do you come back from this? So as Uba walks away, Sai comes in and says, can we please just settle this, please? Uber's not hearing it. She goes around looking for her phone. We see Bryn. She's still drunk. She's trying to help Uber look for her phone. Erin then says she's going to put a bathing suit on and come back out and drop kick Uber in the pool. Which, you know, just the image in my head made me chuckle. So the camera follows Bryn. She goes back outside to those Jeeps they were riding in. And lo and behold, there goes Uber's phone on the floor on the passenger side. Bryn is so excited when she finds the phone, you would have thought she won the lottery. So then later, most of the ladies, with the exception of Jenna, are at the pool. And we see Uber still trying to rile the ladies up to go against Erin for talking shit about them. Particularly Bryn, who she just said, oh, well, Erin called you a slut. So Erin comes down to the pool. She hears this. And, you know, Bryn, she's still drunk, but now she's coming at Erin. And Erin is like, can you please not right now? Like, Erin was coming against me. This was 3 months ago. Erin tells Bryn, do not start with me. Bryn is like, do you want me to start with you? I didn't really care for this behavior from Bryn because she's a flip-flopper. Like, first you with Erin about Jessel, you kikiing with Sai about Erin, you talking about Jenna behind her back, yet you all in her face, pretend like you want to eat her coochie. Like, she's just as much as a shit stirrer as Erin. Erin and Bryn are still going back and forth. Bryn calls her out for calling her a social climber because she didn't know. Erin's like, that was months ago. And again, it's like, Uber's telling you this now, but how come she didn't tell you that 3 months ago when Erin said it? She's just saying that because she's beefing with Erin. Ooh. So Erin and Bryn's going back and forth, but Uber interjects. Erin has had enough. She's like, shut up! Shut your fucking mouth! Oh my goodness. And then calls her a bitch. Uber stands up in the pool. She's like, no, you are a bitch. I am coming to you hot. They're going back and forth now. Some of the ladies are laughing. I'm sorry, I would laugh too. Like, again, this is all over a fucking phone. I just cannot believe this. Uber continues to call Erin a liar. They're going back and forth. I think one of the ladies interject, and Erin's like, no, she's abusing me right now. I wouldn't say abuse. I don't know. That's a trigger word. Before we know it, Uber's right here to Erin. Erin starts with the white woman tears. She's like, no, you're trying to get everybody against me. Everybody. It looks like she's about to have a breakdown. We see Bryn like, oh no, I don't want to have a breakdown. I don't want to have a breakdown. But you were just coming at her. Erin then looks like the walls are closing in on her. And then Uber starts to feel sorry for her. And then kind of embraces her. It's too much. What are you doing to me? So now she's being embraced by the two people that were going the hardest on her, Bryn and Uber. We see Sai, she doesn't care. She's like, pass me some popcorn. And also I want to point out, did y'all notice how quiet Jessel was throughout all this? She had a perfect opportunity to come at Erin because she'd been making a list and checking it twice. What was all that? What was all that energy? We then cut to Uber's confessional, and she's saying that she loves Erin. She'll always love Erin, but she has to hold her accountable. You still gotta admit your fault too in this. Both of y'all are wrong. So now Erin and Uber are gonna try again at having a grown woman conversation. So they separate themselves from the ladies. I will say, like how Erin felt everybody was coming at her, that is exactly how Jenna felt 2 episodes ago. And that was because of your ass. So I'm glad you got a taste of your own medicine. So we see Erin and Uber trying to hash things out. Erin's telling her that she just went too far in the pool over there. You were coming at me. I love you. And then meanwhile, we see the other ladies in the pool clucking to each other like some chickens. And then we have Jenna Lyons, who she's on a business call or something because she's above all of this. Uber then tells Erin that she did not try to get people to go against her, which is a huge lie. Like, how can Uber want Erin to take ownership when she can't? Now, Erin, you say that you don't talk shit about people. Production, roll the footage. You've talked about everybody. How did Kaya say it? Everybody, bitch. We cut to Erin's confessional. She says Jessel's annoying, Bryn's a social climber. These are facts. I will give her that. Jessel is annoying. I don't know about Bryn being a social climber, but she's fucking annoying too. But she says, yeah, I could be a shit stirrer, but these are things people already know. So it looks like the weapons are down between Uba and Erin. They're kind of joking with each other. Uba actually apologizes for snatching Erin's glasses off her face and keeping them for 45 minutes. They agree to move on and they hug each other. And just like that, it's over. I guess, like, from going to 0 to 100 like that to just being friends again, only on Housewives. At this point, you'd think it'd be the end of the episode, but we got 10 minutes left. So then later on, the ladies are getting ready for dinner. We see Brynn getting out the shower, and she's trying to go over to Jenna's room to seduce her. Fast forward. I'm not entertaining this. So then we see Jenna go in Erin's room to check on her because she thought that Uba and Erin were still yelling at each other, but they were playing. Erin tells Jenna that she now knows how she felt when they were all ganging up on her because that just happened to her in the pool. I'm glad she learned her lesson from that because karma is indeed a bitch. Anywho, we cut to Jenna's confessional and she's glad that Erin knows what it feels like. And she does point out that the only person that hasn't been in the hot seat now is Uba. And I don't think any of these ladies are going to come for her after seeing how she dealt with Erin. So half the ladies come downstairs. It's Erin, Jenna, and Sai. And I guess they're talking about Jessel and how she thought Grateful Dead was a heavy metal band. Now, I know of Grateful Dead. Don't ask me to name a song, but I wouldn't think they were heavy metal. So then Sai, who wants to be a shit stirrer now, she then tells Erin that Jessel has a list about her and all the things that annoys her. So they're laughing, and I laugh too because it's passive aggressive and childish. Like, how old are you and you can't tell me how you feel? You're making a list on your iPhone? Sai says she generally doesn't give a shit if that was her being written about. Yes, Sai, we know you don't care. The ladies notice that Brynn is missing. First, she came down with her hair all over her head. Poor girl, she still don't know how to manage that biracial hair of hers. She then goes back upstairs and fixes it, and she looks crazy. It looks like she asked me to do her hair because I wouldn't know what the hell I was doing. Clearly, she didn't either. She really sat at the dinner table on camera looking like that. Who is the glam team on site? And Sai, you just gonna let your friend sit next to you like that? And nobody at the table was like, girl, let me give you my hairstyle so she can fix you up a bit. So Uba comes downstairs, she sits right next to Erin, and they hug each other. They're all good now, after all of that. So they're all downstairs now having dinner. It's very kumbaya. Brynn wants to play a game about everyone's best outfit, blah, blah, blah. They go around the table. The credits are rolling, and then Sai's kids, they message her, and she sends a group pic to them. That is where the episode ends. This was an okay episode. It was a solid beat. Again, just compared to how hot Salt Lake City is, I'm just getting a little, mid vibes from New York. It looks like they have about 3 more weeks left. I'm looking forward to the reunion and the reunion looks, of course. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode and whose side y'all were on. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all for the next episode. Bye.